All right, guys, Swisher Homestead here. Another video, a new video. We haven't done videos in a couple of days because I've been working, hoping a buddy get mine out. But today we're planting our first fruit trees.
Yep.
We got one peach and two apples.
Yep, two different apples.
Two different apples. We got apple crisp.
Honey crisp apple.
Or honey crisp apple. And what's the other one?
The Golden Delicious?
Golden Delicious, that's what it is.
Yep.
So we're getting those planted, and one peach that you don't have to worry about pollinating. It pollinates itself.
Yep, it's self-pollinating.
Don't have to worry about that. And we're planting some blueberry bushes. We're doing that today. As you can see, it's a wonderful day. Miss Amy's all covered up in all this. I'm just in a thin shirt, just doing my thing out here.
Clearly, he's going to be working harder than I am.
So we're going to go through the process of planting these trees so you guys can see how to do it and how we're going to do it. And we changed up a little. I'm going to change a few things about what we're going to fill the hole in with, and we'll get into that with you guys too. So at that point, guys, we're going to go to work. So let's go.
Okay.
All right, guys, so what we've done so far is I took a post hole diggers and I dug a hole in the center, and I dug it down the depth a little bit farther than what that apple tree's in right there. Now around, as you can see, what I've done is I've done two of those, so stretch them out two and dig that around, and that's your area that you have to dig out to plant these apple trees. All right, then we're going to do a mix of topsoil and a mix of some of our compost that we have, and we're going to mix that together with some pine chips and stuff. And what that's going to do is going to hold a lot of moisture in the ground to get these trees to really start growing good. So I'm going to get over here and I'm going to start digging all this stuff up, and you guys will get to see us plant some trees. All right, guys, so what I've done also is I've taken a pickaxe and I've torn up all of this because there's roots and everything. Excuse me. You want to take some of these roots, and you're going to want to pull those roots out when you do the dirt. So what I'll do is I'll shovel up this dirt, or Amy will shovel this dirt up. We'll mix it in with some of our compost from our compost pile, and that's what we're going to use to fill in with after we dig it out. So as you dig it out, pull the roots out and everything, and then get a nice area. You'll see the plant I'll end up doing, and you'll get to see how well the hole looks. So let's get started. All right, guys, well, we got the hole dug. It's a 4 foot in circumference all the way around. It's a foot deep. That's where the tree needs to be buried at. The bottom's dug out just a little bit more over a foot, so that way it's got something for it to hold to. Now I have been having Amy mix all the stuff up so we can put it down. It'll give a lot of nutrients, a lot of vitamins to the apple tree, and really help it out. So we're gonna go ahead and excuse me, sorry guys, a little out of breath. That's a lot of work digging that hole pretty quick. And we're gonna get that tree drop down in there, and then we're gonna fill in around with the rest of our stuff, and we should be pretty good. So let's get that done now. All right. So we got our apple tree here. Got to give you guys an idea of what the depth is. Right there is where the tree needs to be. All right. Now these trees will grow 8 to 12 foot tall. Roughly 8 to 12 foot tall. So you got to figure 8 to 12 foot tall. They're short. They're kind of a dwarf tree almost, really, when you think about it. But the nice thing about this is that we have apples. We can make apple pie. We can make apple strudel. We can make apple sauce. We can get apple cider.
We can eat apples off the tree.
And we've got two different styles of apple trees. So we got delicious apples, and then we've got this, the honey crisp, which Amy loves, honey crisp apples, because they're so good just eating them right off the tree. So we're going to go ahead and get this one planted in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this tag off the bottom, which is this. Shows that it's an apple tree. Actually, probably should pull it up and we'll leave it on there for now. I'm going to have to cut through that. So if Amy would go grab my knife out of my bag.
The red bag?
Yep. Okay. And we'll get that pulled off. All right, guys, so I'm going to climb down in my hole here. And I'm going to use my knife to cut this open. We're going to flip it around the other side. We're going to cut the other side right here. Okay. We're going to pull our tree out. All right. Now, I just want to go through this real quick. Some of these trees will have a burlap bag on them Don't take that burlap bag off, leave that on. You can plant it, it's biodegradable, it'll go into the soil, won't hurt nothing, it won't contaminate nothing. These are made with a plastic bucket. You pull the plastic bucket off, put it in the dirt. All right, you want to tear up the bottom of it a little for the roots, to give the roots a little bit of a push. And then we're going to fill this in with a compost, or mix a compost into the dirt that we dug out of here. So I'm going to get down here and pull this tree over, top my foot, and I'm going to break up some of that. Then I have Amy come over here and bring me a little bit of that compost that she mixed. I'll grab me about a shovel full of that compost, Amy. It'd be great. All right. We're going to drop that in the bottom along with this. Go ahead, drop it in there. All right, we're going to mix this up real good. Kind of give it a nice soft. Give me one more scoop, please. Now this compost is a lot of the hay and stuff that we used in the chicken coop, along with some pine chips and some cedar chips. So as you can see the hay in there. That'll keep some moisture in the ground. Go ahead and give me a little bit more. And then I'll set this on top. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to keep a nice soft base on the inside of this so it can root. Once these things start to root, they're good on their own. But you have to have it so they can root. So the soil can't be compact. It can't be put in massive amounts of clay, like, well, we'll say like this, for instance. This, it hardens when you pack it. So we don't want to do that. We want to make it so it breaks up and it gives the roots can just kind of go on their own. So we're going to go ahead and turn this upright like this. Oh, I got a little root right here. It's fine. You get some of this stuff that's clay. It's really big. All right, so now we're going to have Amy go ahead and start filling in around this tree. I'll stay in the hole as she fills in around the tree. Compost. And you want the soil to aerate because you're going to need water, so you don't want water to go down in there. Amy's mixed up quite a bit of this. You know, she's pulled out most of the stuff. There's some rocks in there and stuff. Just throw those out. And we'll get this set up nice. Kind of want to make sure the tree stays straight. I'm going to dump it in there, Ames. Keep going, baby. Keep going. All right. There we go. Keep going, babe. On this backside right here.
Over here?
Yeah, right there. There we go. Now she's backfilling that in. What I'll do is I'll break it up, make sure there's no big clumps and stuff, and some wooden twigs in here. Right here. Very good. And you can see the soil is nice and rich, broken up real good. So this would be some good soil for this tree. Now we want to kind of keep the tree as straight as possible because you kind of don't want it growing up crooked. And what you might end up having to do is wrap a towel which we'll show you that too. Go ahead and dump it right there. Go and keep grabbing it, filling it in. But what we'll do is we'll probably end up putting some braces on this to hold the tree up so the tree doesn't lean one way or the other. But once you get it in there and we're done, you kind of just want to leave the tree to do what it's going to do naturally. These trees are pretty easy to grow here, but you know, you got to get, like, see, there's big pieces of this. We don't want that in there. So we're going to throw this over there. We want the good stuff. And as you can see, there's some burnt char stuff in here. So our compost pile consists of like charcoal and wood chips and hay and chicken poop and all the good stuff. Those stuff that's going to make it good, real good. So I'm going to hop out of this hole and I'm going to help Amy get this hole filled, because she seems to be having a little bit of a discrepancy problem over there. She's working her butt off. And I don't want to seem like I'm just sitting here running my mouth, so, which I am, so, all right. So I'll get out of the hole. I'll come over here. Ames, gonna take a little break, baby. Got this. All right. Hold this. This. Okay. Now, y'all, I'm gonna cheat.
Of course.
I had Amy fill the hole in. Now we're just gonna drop the mix in like that. Now,
You need the rake?
going to. So what we want to do now is we want to make sure that we keep this tree straight up and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this, pack it over here. Ugh. I keep the tree pretty straight. Kind of eyeball it. All right, that'll be good. And a flat shovel, please.
There you go.
All right.
You doing that big trick?
Yeah. All right. All right, take that and give me the rake.
Oh, rake.
The rake. There's the rocks we got in there. Right now, I'm just gonna lightly tamp it down, lightly, not hard. And put a whole bunch of weight on it just to kind of get the tree where we want it straight. All right, that's done. Now we'll work the rest of the dirt over it. Want to take a scoop of that and put it over here, please?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Another one. There you go. That one in there. There we go.
Another one?
Yep. That might be good. Alright guys. So we got that all done. And there's our first apple tree on the Swisher homestead. And we'll keep up to date with you on how it goes and how well we grow it. And kind of what I want you to do though is remember, after your first rainfall, when it comes down, it's going to settle a little. You're going to have some dirt on the side. Just add a little bit of dirt, some topsoil to it, and then add a little bit of some wood chips, but do not put them around the stem of the tree, the bark of the tree. Always make a bowl around it, and we'll do another video on that to show you. It's called a drip edge for the tree. How's it look, baby?
Looks awesome.
Cool.
Can't wait to get some apples.
Yeah, me too. Pick them right off the tree. Don't have to go to the grocery store and buy them when they're all covered in pesticides and
wax
to make them look pretty. Just eat them right off. They got a little blemish on them. Cut into it with a knife. Make sure there ain't a worm in there, and just go to town. So, all right, guys. So we finished. We got our first 3 trees planted.
Yep.
2 apples, 1 peach tree. Because Miss Amy loves some peaches.
I love me some peaches.
And she's gonna love just go over here, grab one off. Oh, have fun with it.
Cut it up, put it on cereal. Peach cobbler, peach pie.
Yep.
Yummy.
All stuff she gotta learn how to make for diabetic, which is me.
That's okay.
So at this point, we got the trees planted. We got them put in. We're gonna see how they do. They should turn out perfect. We shouldn't have any problems with it.
We may get fruit this year. Probably not, but we might.
And if it is, it'll be like 3 or 4.
It'll be like this big.
Yeah, it takes about roughly about 2 to 3 years before you see anything that you're really worth going after.
Yeah.
But even a little peach can taste as sweet as a big peach.
Yeah.
So at that point, guys, this is Swisher Homestead. We appreciate you coming along. Like I said, if you have any questions, a key element that I wanted to tell you about. So what I do is, just hang on one second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright guys, I'm back. How about that? That was quick, huh? Alright, so I wanted to go into these post hole diggers, okay? When I initially first bought this, I bought it because it was well built without wood handles. These are actually really good handles. This thing has been through hell and back on the homestead.
Yep.
Dug a lot of fences with it. Well, I'm going to tell you one of the key things about this thing that I really think is fantastic. If you're going to be planting trees or bushes or anything, what I try to do is I try to start the first hole, and I use a post hole digger to dig first hole. I do not use a shovel. Now, some of this will tell you you have to go 2 feet in the ground. Some of these tell you got to go 12 inches. Sometimes you got to go 6. So I want to show you something here. On this, right here, from here to here is 15 inches. I planted all these trees on the average of 15 inches. So I dig the hole down to the 15-inch mark, and I'm done.
Yep.
I've got my 15 inches. It goes all the way up to 34 inches right here at the top. I love having a ruler on a pair of post hole diggers, because if you got to go down 2 feet, you get the measurement for your 2 feet. You got to go down a foot, you got your measurement for a foot.
And any of you that have dug fence posts before, it's a real pain in the butt to pull the post hole diggers out, stick your tape measure down in there. Nope, not deep enough. And then you got to pull that out and then put the post hole diggers back down in there.
Now
this way you just look at it.
Now I have put a tape measure, and this thing is pretty damn accurate. So I will give them that but what I'm saying is get yourself a parity, spend a little bit of the extra money. This thing was not cheap, but this thing is going to last. I mean, this thing we've left out for God knows how long, out in the snow and everything.
Well, it's made of aluminum, right?
Yeah, it's stainless.
Oh, stainless steel.
Yeah, it's
okay.
got stainless steel, so it's pretty. It's got a little weight to it, but the weight's a plus because the weight kind of gives you a draw. It pushes all the pressure down to the soil. So anyway, so if you can, go out and spend your money and get one of these bad boys. I'm telling you, they're really good. I stand by it. If I stand by it, I don't tell you anything about it until I've tested it out. We've now had this for a year.
Oh yeah.
For a year review on the Cobalt. I'm just telling you, man, this thing is just unbelievable.
Yep.
I'd definitely buy another one, but I don't think I'm gonna have to buy another one for a long time. So if you guys get a chance, go out and get one of these. Hey, Swisher Family Homestead. We're glad that you guys stopped by. You got to see us plant some trees. You got to see how we're planting our trees. Now, I am not an arborist. I am not a tree professional at all. This is how I've done some research, and I found out little tidbits and stuff. So we're trying kind of our own thing. You'll get to see how it works. I mean, the way I look at it is this: if the tree grows, it grows. If it don't, it don't.
Yep.
Start over.
Yep.
But from what I learned, what I read about, I think I got this into the butt pretty good. So at that point, guys, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, that like button. And I'm Justin.
I'm Amy.
And we'll see you later. Swisher Homestead out. Drop the mic for the postal diggers.